Hello and welcome to AZ Network channel. In this lab, I'm going to show you how to configure route leaking between two VRFs. You may ask yourself why you need a route leaking. Let's consider you have a VRF for monitoring and you wanted to monitor another device in the another VRF or in the default VRF. In this case, IP routing default the normal IP routing is not gonna work. Therefore, we need to leak between these two VRF. Let's see that what you have in this lab. In this lab, I have three routers: router 1, router 2, and router 3. Router 1 to router 2 belongs to VRF red. Consider your monitoring VRF. Router 2 has another connect to another router, which is router C in different VRF. In this case is VRF blue. You can say that default VRF. Let's say you wanna see what's the object of this lab. The object of this lab is to make a reachability between router 1 and router 3. They are in the two different VRFs. So let's see what will be our configuration roadmap. First, you are going to create a two VRF in the all three routers. VRF in router 1, router 2, and router 3. Then you are going to assign the IP address and do the route leaking. Then you are going to verify. So let's go to our lab. First, I'm going to configure router 1. Based on the configuration roadmap, first we have to create a routes, create a VRF in the all three routers. For example, this router 1 belongs to VRF red. So I'm going to create a VRF red, and I have address family for IPv4. Also, I can create a for IPv6, although in this case I don't need it. So let's see what configuration I do have. If you are not familiar with the static and VRF, please go to my previous video in this channel. I'm going to copy this configuration and apply it in the router 2 also, because router 2 has an interface in VRF 1 and VRF red and VRF blue. So in this case, I have to configure two VRF in router 2. The first one is VRF red and another VRF which is toward router 3 belongs to VRF blue. Let's see what configuration I do have. Then I can configure commit to apply the configuration. Then I have a router 3. Router 3 has only VRF blue. So let's back to configuration roadmap. The first task done based on the topology. Then I'm going to assign IP address and VRF for the interface that I do have. First, I'm going to router 1 for interface giga 000. First, no shutdown, then VRF red, and assign IP address 192.1/24, then commit. For router 2 has a two interface. One is belongs to VRF red and it is IP address is 192.168.12.2/24 and no shutdown. And I have another interface in the VRF blue and IP address is other segment, no shutdown. Applying the configuration. Also here, I'm going to interface that I have in VRF blue IP address. Let me let me verify if I have a point-to-point reachability. Yes, reachability is fine. The second task also done. So in the third one that I wanted to do is configure the route leaking between VRF red and VRF blue. The only point that share to apply this configuration route leaking is VRF inter VRF routing is router 2, because router 2 has an interface in VRF red, also in VRF blue. So let's see what will be the configuration for the VRF. In the router one, I'm just going to do a static route, nothing else. But since my interface belongs to VRF red, I have to go to the VRF red, then apply my configuration. Simply, I'm saying that I wanted to reach 192.168.23.0/24 via 192.168.12.2, which is router 2. So let me see what's the configuration. Here's the configuration that I have. Static route, VRF red, address family for IPv4. I wanted to reach 23.0/24 via this interface. So I'm going to apply the configuration. The same configuration for router 3, but in different VRF, which is VRF blue. This one is router 3. I'm going to router static VRF red, sorry, VRF blue. I'm going to configure the static route here for VRF blue, address family IPv4 unicast. So also in here, I wanted to reach 192.168.12.0/24 via router 3, which is 192.168.23.2. Here's my configuration and simply apply. So far, we just did the static route, nothing special. So for route leaking, I have to go to the point, as I mentioned before, for the point that has an interface in VRF red and VRF blue. In your case, maybe the router or the device that has two interfaces in two different VRF that you want to make a reachability between them. Let's see what will be the configuration for route leaking. First, I'm going to configure to static route. In the VRF red, let's see what will be the configuration. I'm saying that if you wanted to reach VRF blue, you should go to the VRF blue in the any packet that's coming from the VRF red and wanted to reach the VRF blue, go to VRF blue, and its next hop is the router 3. So in the VRF blue, if you wanted to reach VRF red, you should go to VRF red and next hop is 12.1. Let's see overall configuration. In the VRF red, when they wanted to reach this segment, they have to go to VRF blue and next stop is router 3. Also, When the VRF blue wanted to reach VRF red, they segment 12, they have to go to VRF red, and the next stop is 12.1. Let's commit and see if, and the last one said that verify that router 1 can reach router 3. Let's say ping VRF red 191.168, sorry, 23.3. Now is reachable. Let's go to router 3 and see that it can reach VRF red router 1, which is belongs to VRF red. Sorry, VRF blue, because router 3 belongs to VRF blue 192.168.12.1. So thanks for watching. I